I am Akwete Tyehimba, and I'm the owner of the Pan-African Connection Bookstore, Art Gallery, and Resource Center, located here in Dallas, Texas. 30 years ago, almost 31 years ago now, my husband Akwete Tyehimba, who is now an ancestor, passed away 7 years ago, 2012. But we started this business in Oak Cliff on Jefferson. My husband, it was his vision, Vandeli's vision, to have an institution or to create a tool or vehicle to organize our people around Africa and Pan-Africanism, and also as a tool to educate people about their history and culture, to get them closer to loving themselves, and then in turn loving other people and humanity as a whole. But you first have to have that good, strong foundation and identity and history and culture, which is your strength and your foundation. Institutions like this that promote history and culture are being wiped out all across the country. You can almost count them on one hand now. I mean, they are being wiped out because it's very important for people to have that foundation in who they are. All people have a history, all people have a culture, but as far as our history and culture, it's sort of been we've been giving nothing but the negative aspects of who we are, or at least we've been lied to. This system has taught us to hate ourselves, right? They want you to think about Tarzan and Jane and everything negative is African, right? Which is so the opposite. Our people have to know that they come from greatness, and they have to know that if they've done great things in the past, that they can do them today. So culture is the foundation. You must know who you are. There's a symbol, a Dinkra symbol called Sankofa, with a bird with his head looking back, which symbolizes in order to move forward, you must know where you've come from. I mean, you must let your history guide you. If you let someone else's history guide you, it may guide you down a path of exploitation and oppression. But if you let your history guide you and your culture and the wisdom of your ancestors, then you'll go down a path that will move your people forward, right? So it is the most important aspect, history and culture. And we've always been in Oak Cliff in our community. We were in South Dallas for 5 years, but we've always been where we're most needed.
Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, forward fold.
The name resource onto our name is really one of the most important aspects of our business, right? Because we feel that the community who serves us, then we must serve them. So they grow us, we grow them, we grow our people. But we have African dancing, African drumming, we have so much, I don't know where to start. We have poetry, we have STEM, we have training, cooking, we have all kinds of educational classes and activities for our entire community. I mean, we want our community to have skills in technology. We want our community to have, of course, a foundation in history, but we want them to have everything that they need to move forward, right? To transform their lives. When I say transform, I mean revolution means qualitative change. We don't want reform change. We want qualitative change that will transform the lives of the whole community. So, we just want real change to happen in our community. So, but whatever our community needs, we do it. Let me say that the Malcolm X Festival is crucial all across the country. People celebrate Malcolm X. Even if you go to Africa, you'll see pictures of Malcolm X painted on the walls, right? So Malcolm is someone who's respected around the world. And the Malcolm X Festival is an opportunity for us to honor him. We have to acknowledge our own leaders. We choose our own leaders. All people choose their own leaders, and we can't let other people choose our leaders for us. So we choose Malcolm, right? Malcolm was someone who came from the worst conditions. He even admits he was one of the worst criminals you ever want to meet. But he transformed his life qualitatively to become one of the greatest leaders of our time. So he is an example of what can be, right? You can learn a lot from his life. Young men like yourselves, right? Some people get caught up into stupid stuff, right? Because of the conditions out here in the streets. It's like even Brother Nipsey Hussle, who passed away recently, who said that once he went to Africa, it transformed his whole life, right? He thought these streets, these conditions were him. But after he went somewhere and saw that the conditions are much greater, this ain't me, he realized he'd been hijacked, his whole personality. So he began to make changes, right, to change those negative mental ideas that he had about himself. Malcolm transformed his life, so he is an example to our youth that they too can transform their lives. But the festival here in Dallas started long before us, right? 1971, I believe at Pearl C. Anderson High School was the first Malcolm X Festival. And it was organized by a group of grassroots community organizers. A brother by the name of Karaoke, Ifeyomi, came to the PanAfrican Connection and said, we'd like to host it. You know, it hasn't gone on for a while, so we'd like you to host it. So since then, we have been sort of helping to organizing, making sure that it goes on since 2010 has been our input in that. Of course, we have to, it is a struggle to keep businesses like this open. But for us, as long as the people want us here, we will be here. That means we get tremendous support from our community. And we will be here continuing to educate our people about the importance of self-love and self-knowledge. We will be here. Of course, we will continue to bring people closer to Africa, take people back to Africa, come back, you know. But our objective is to organize our people and to make sure that they know their strength, right? That they reach back and know that they have everything inside of them to do whatever they need to do. So we'll be here hopefully another 30 years if we can. So looking forward to it. You know, it's always been our objective to own our own location, on our own property. So that is hopefully something that will happen in the near future, where we have not just our business, but a large enough location where we encompass other businesses inside of it, right? To showcase just the great intellectual entrepreneurs that we have out here in our community. It is beautiful to have us working collectively as businesses, sharing our resources, because there's enough business out here for all of us. So our objective is to have a space big enough where we have other businesses inside. We have restaurants, we may have art galleries, we may have, you know, all kinds of businesses, not just our businesses, but other businesses inside of our compound, should I say. So we want to grow, and we want to grow not just by ourselves, but we want to grow our people too. So instead of going to Amazon, call me and see if I have the book, or call me and see if I can order the book, which we can. So whatever Amazon can get you, we can get you too. But to come in, shop, come in and just encourage us, give us encouraging words to move forward, but just mainly to come in and support what's going on here. So it means everything for this community, for people around here to see that there is a place that gives them symbols of and pride in themselves. It means more than anything. Throughout all of our history, I'm going to knock on wood, we've never had any type of attack against our business at all, because people respect a certain level of work that you're doing. You're here, they know we're here to help lift them, right? So it's important for a institution, I don't say a bookstore, but it's an institution, to be here to at least so they can see themselves, right, in a different light than maybe their reality is, right? To give hope and direction and to remind them of who they are, which is very important. So it's the most important thing. I keep telling y'all, culture is it. Knowing who you are, it's your strength.